San Diego 6 News in the morning. Your station for balanced news.
Health Beyond Medicine. We sit down with the doctor here and the author of a new book about staying healthy while trimming the family's health care budget. They say everybody is talking about health care, but nobody's actually doing anything about it. Don't tell that to our next guest. He's got plenty of ideas about how to keep you healthy and going beyond traditional medicine. Dr. Scott Patten's here with us this morning. Good to see you.
Thanks, Mark.
Hey, one of the things that impressed me about your story, you're a chiropractor.
Correct.
And we've talked a lot about chiropractics and how they contribute to overall health. But you have a story about your son and where this all snapped into focus for you.
You know, I'm here to talk about the root cause of the majority of health problems in the United States today. It's called spinal subluxation. It's often neglected in mainstream media. It's very, very real. It's very, very serious.
So this is your spine being out of alignment?
Well,
in essence?
In essence.
Okay.
If take two bones, if they twist out of alignment, they can put pressure on a nerve wherever the destination of that nerve goes to, whether it be the head, the intestines. It produces a hyperactivity or a hypoactivity. Hyperactivity in the intestines is diarrhea. Hypoactivity is constipation. In the head, hyperactivity is a headache. Hypoactivity is fatigue or lightheadedness.
So this huge nerve is running down the middle of the spine.
Correct.
And the nerves branch off of that, going into every other part of the body. So I guess you would say Eastern medicine has kind of subscribed to this for a long time now.
Thousands of years. Thousands of years.
And yet, Western medicine, and we've talked about this over and over again, is still kind of resistant to fully embracing the notion.
You know, for emergency medicine, we rank #1. There's no argument. I even support that in my book, in Health Beyond Medicine. However, for children who have ear infections, for children who have asthma, believe it or not, enuresis, also known as bedwetting, decreased resistance, just by getting that spinal adjustment, just by taking the pressure off that nerve and restoring balance, you can actually restore health to somebody. And that was the case with my child.
Now, your child suffered a life-threatening situation very early on.
Very scary. You know, at 2 days old, he kind of developed some health issues. He had some labored breathing. His lips would turn blue. He immediately was put into the ICU. Now, doctors ran thorough tests. I mean, any specialist that you can imagine that would be associated with a pediatric ICU was running tests on my child.
And you being in healthcare, you're right there making sure that they do everything they possibly can do.
I'll tell you what, when you're, even if you're a doctor, you're just scared for your child's life. You just hand him over and say, please save his life. But when one thing led to another, after about 5 days, all these specialists, the neonatologist comes back and says, well, all their tests are negative. And I'm not being dramatic for this TV interview. I quote, he said, by default, we're assuming that this is acid reflux. We're going to put him on acid reflux medicine for bluing, for decreased oxygen. And I felt like they were pulling at straws. So one thing led to another, and I took him up out of that ICU bed, and I just gently took the pressure off those nerves by adjusting that spine, reduced those subluxations that I just referred to, and lo and behold, his health problems completely subsided. They completely went away. And this is what I ask you, and this is what I ask all of your viewers, is $16,000 worth of tests were run, okay? And thank God for the babies who needed those tests run in the ICU.
But I really want to emphasize that, is that as you're talking about this, you're not saying do away with traditional medicine, but you're saying, hey, to incorporate this into your healthcare regimen here, and you might save thousands and thousands of dollars, and you might be much healthier in the process.
It was a $40 adjustment that saved my child's life. $16,000. I mean, do you think healthcare would even be an issue right now? I mean, if you multiply that times 1,000, because surely this wasn't an isolated case. I mean, there's a lot of parents out there of kids who are getting that by default diagnosis. It's not fair. I'm on a crusade with this book, Mark, to get doctors, to get chiropractors on staff at all hospitals. I want kids to have the ability to have access to this form of health care.
And the name of the book is Health Beyond Medicine, A Chiropractic Miracle. And again, it jumps off with the story of your son and branches out from there.
I talk about the 5 factors of health. It's so important. And this is what I'll end with. My kids, 8 years old, 4 years old, and 2 years old. They've never in their lives been on antibiotics. They've never had strep throat, never had sore throat, upper respiratory infection, ear infection, sinus infections, nothing. And so if you read this book, if you practice what I talk about in Health Beyond Medicine, you will find health. And it's so much easier, Mark, to deal with the curveballs that life throws at you when you feel good.
Boy, I know what that's about. at this very moment. I just took my 800 milligrams of ibuprofen for my knee.
For, yeah, ACL. Well, you know, if I got my ACL replaced, I'd probably be taking 800 milligrams.
Okay. Okay. Well, thanks. Well, thank you so much, Doctor. It's great to see you. It's Health Beyond Medicine, a chiropractic miracle. It's Dr. Scott Patten.
Thank you.
Great to see you. Thanks for coming in and sharing with us.
Thanks, Mark.
Okay. Take care now. For more information, you go to san-diego6.com and just click on Hot Topics. All right, let's get over to Renee. You know, I have always found it nothing else. A chiropractic adjustment has always worked for me personally when I've been out of alignment, just in terms of discomfort.
Oh, my gosh.
But if there's health benefits beyond that, hey, great, big bonus for me.
Absolutely. From crazy neck and back pain to,
Exactly.
you know, just a complete health overhaul. That's incredible.